Mojo Daddy was both feet on the ground.
Hello guys and gals, it's me, Mojo Daddy Mystic, and I'm back with another groovy reaction. And on this one we're taking a look for the first time at Van Morrison. Very interesting cat. I know very little about Van Morrison, but his reputation precedes him. He is... what I know about Van Morrison is very little, like I said. He's obviously well respected, but I just haven't gotten into his catalog. But I'm going to do that starting today. What I know of Van Morrison, he did a few guest appearances with the Doors back when they were starting up in 1966 at the Whiskey A Go Go, and that was really a highlight for the Doors, that they got to jam with Van Morrison, the two Morrisons on stage together. They did his song Gloria, which was really cool. The Doors would often play that in their live shows. So that's the extent of my Van Morrison knowledge. So I'm actually going to get you a bio of them before we start. And we are going to do the song Astral Weeks. Let's get a little background on Van Morrison. Equal parts blue-eyed soul soother and wild-eyed poet sorcerer, Van Morrison is among popular music's true innovators, a relentless seeker whose vocals and a chemical fusion of R&B, jazz, blues, and Celtic folk produce what is regarded as perhaps the most spiritually transcendent body of work in the rock and roll canon. Having penned iconic songs such as Gloria, Brown Eyed Girl, Moondance, Morrison has from the very beginning as the frontman for the Irish blues rockers Them. Oh, okay, I've heard of them. During the early 1960s to a solo career that has lasted more than 50 years. Been subject only to the whims of his own muse. His solo recordings, beginning with the mystical jazzy folk of Astral Weeks in 1968, alright, cover extraordinary stylistic ground, yet retain a consistency of vision and purity of execution unmatched among his contemporaries. His swinging meld of jazz, pop, folk, blues, and Celtic soul fueled the albums of his Warner Brothers period, from the late 60s Moondance to the early 80s Common One, from the late 80s to the end of the century with Mercury. He connected the spiritual power of his musical vision to a re-engagement with his Belfast roots on Irish heartbreak, accompanied by the Chieftains, and to the blues wails and gospel whispers of his youth on Too Long in Exile, Healing Game, and Back on Top. During the 21st century, his recordings underscored his indelible singing style that bypasses the confines of language to articulate emotional truths far beyond the scope of literal meaning. Whether recording pop, Magic Time, country, Pay the Devil, Celtic R&B, Keep Me Swinging, or finger-popping jazz such as You're Driving Me Crazy with Joey DeFrancesco. George Ivan Morrison was born in Belfast, Northern Ireland on August 31st, 1945. His mother was a singer, while his father collected classical American jazz and blues recordings. At the age of 15, he quit school to join the local R&B band called the Monarchs, touring military bases throughout Europe before returning home to form his own group called Them. Boasting a fiery, gritty sound heavily influenced by Morrison's heroes such as Howlin' Wolf, Brownie McGhee, Sonny Boy Williamson, and Little Walter, Them quickly earned a devout local following, and in late 1964 recorded their debut single, Don't Start Crying Now. The follow-up, an electrifying reading of Big Joe Williams' Baby Please Don't Go, cracked the UK top 10 in early 1965. Okay, I'm going to stop there just to give you a background. So, wow. So he comes from a musical background that similar to Paul McCartney of the Beatles. He also came from a musical background. So it's good to see that he comes from a musical. Music was a part of his life early on, and it just kind of grabbed him and led him toward his career path. So that's very groovy. I'm interested to see this Astral Weeks. From that description, it said it was going to be mystical and jazzy and bluesy. So let's check this out, guys. Van Morrison, Astral Weeks from 1968. Let's take a ride. Let's take a journey and see what Van Morrison has to offer. Here we go. Let's vibe.
If I ventured in the slipstream between the viaducts of your dream, where mobile steel runs crack and the ditch and the back road stop, could you find me? Or would you kiss my eyes, lay me down? Silence easy to be born again, to be born again. From the far side of the ocean, if I put the wheels in motion, yeah, I stand with my arms behind me, and I'm pushing out the door. Could you find me? Would you kiss my eyes, lay me down? Silence easy to be born again, to be born again. There you go, standing with the look of avarice, talking to you to let better, showing pictures on the wall, whispering in the hall. I'm pointing a finger and Between the viaducts of your dream, where a mobile still runs crack, and the ditch in the back road stop. Could you find me? Would you kiss my eyes and lay me down in silence, easy to be born again, to be born again,
So let's talk about reincarnation.
to be born again, to be born again. In another world, darling. In another world. In another time. Got a home on high. Ain't nothing but a stranger in this world. I'm nothing but a stranger in this world. I got a home on high in another land, so far away, so far away.
Moroccan.
We up on the heaven, we up in the heaven, we up in the heaven. In another time, in another place, in another time, in another place. Ooh.
Hear that violin?
In another time. Ooh. In another place. In another time.
Yeah.
In another place. In another phase.
Far out, man. Whoa. Wow. Astral Weeks. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. Wow. Huh. So, what I gather from that, first off, excellent. Excellent tune there. Really was digging the vibes. Had that, like you said, I felt like I was on a journey. Kind of, the music was taking me somewhere, off into a distant planet. But let me break this down as best from. Let me tell you what I took from this. So, you heard in that song the constant refrain to be born again. Maybe he's talking about leaving his current situation, taking his girl and him, and leaving this place and going off to a better one, a better world. Maybe some like utopia or like this nirvana, or another time, another world. Maybe his current where he wasn't all that good and didn't have a lot of good vibes. So in 1968, when this was written, there wasn't a lot of depressing stuff was happening. So That's kind of relevant there. But yeah, just I got the feeling that he wanted to improve his situation. Um, just imagining a better place, a better world with him and his girl. Um, and musically, kind of reminded me, was giving me those Velvet Underground vibes. Specifically 1967, Venus in Furs with the violin, John Cale. Really was getting some Venus, kind of like a sped up Venus in Furs in terms of violin. Very, very good, man. And Heroin too is another great track from that album. Uses violin very well. But yeah, I was getting that kind of like Velvet Underground vibe. Great use of the violin in here. But yeah, I think this is he was dreaming of like a fantasy world. I feel like, and also he said very good lyrics in this too. He said, sometimes I feel like a stranger in this world. Don't we all sometimes? If we're not, if we're not comfortable in a certain situation or place, kind of makes you feel like a stranger, or sometimes you don't fit in. Maybe you want to go to a place where you can fit in and be accepted. So, and that was maybe his dream, But what do you guys think? I'm interested to hear your take on this song. I thought it was very, very groovy. Got a lot of chilled out, relaxed vibes. It's a song that makes you think. And yeah, I enjoyed it very much. So, my first ever Van Morrison, Astral Weeks. Excellent job, man. Very well done. I'm intrigued to kick back and vibe out to this iconic artist some more. So I'm interested to see what he has down the pike. Let me know your thoughts about Astral Weeks. Keep those suggestions coming. This is your Hippie with Harmony, Mojo Daddy Mystic, wishing you peace, love, and happiness. Until next time, stay groovy.